Perspective is the arrangement of objects in space. 5 types of perspective are used in drawing. 1. The first type of perspective is linear perspective. Linear perspective is the convergence of all parallel lines at a single point on the horizon. There can be several of these points, which is why there are standards for different perspectives. In the drawing, we see a horizontal line, the horizon line, where the sky and the earth meet. On this line, we see the vanishing points of different types of perspective, which differ in angles. 0 degrees is 1-point perspective, 30 and 60, 75 and 15, 45 and 45, 2-point perspective. These are the main types of linear perspective used in drawing. 1-point perspective. Notice how the parallel lines of these parallelepipeds converge at a single point. The horizontal parallel sides are equal to the horizon line and cannot converge at a single point. The main elements of your painting should be placed within this circle. Beyond this circle, all elements will be severely distorted, which will look unpleasant. Let's consider 2-point perspective, 30 degree 60 degree. Inside the circle, the parallelepipeds look pleasing, but beyond it, distortion sets in. You can freely enlarge and reduce this circle, placing it as you wish. A simple scene, a road, a sidewalk, 2 houses on either side, are placed in 1-point perspective, while the third house is placed in 2-point perspective, 30 degree 60 degree. Several types of linear perspective can be used simultaneously in a painting. Look at how the cubes appear in volume. From above, they are parallel. This is how they are placed in 1-point perspective. And this is how they are placed in 2-point perspective. Look at the edges of the cubes, how their parallel lines converge toward a single point on the horizon. 2. The second type of perspective is linear tonal. Line and its tone. On the left, the lines are identical in meaning, they are at the same level from the viewer. On the right, the viewer understands that the line above is further away, while the dark line is closer. Using linear tone perspective, the cylinder on the right appears more three-dimensional and has depth. 3. The third type of perspective is tonal perspective. A dark plane becomes lighter as it recedes. A light plane becomes darker as it recedes. Let's look at the example of a tree on a riverbank. The light bank becomes darker as it recedes. The tree's shadow becomes lighter as it recedes. The light part of the tree becomes darker. Thus, the tree becomes closer in tone. Using the example of a cube. A dark shadow becomes lighter as it recedes, tonal stretch from dark to light, a cast shadow becomes lighter as it recedes, a light midtone becomes darker as it recedes, and the light part of the cube becomes darker as it recedes, tonal stretch from light to dark. 4. Color perspective. Color perspective moves from a person, first white, then yellow, then orange, then red and green together, then violet, then blue, then light blue, and finally black. Any color becomes cooler as it moves away. Darkness becomes lighter and cooler as it moves away. Lightness becomes darker and cooler as it moves away. For example, trees become cooler as they move away. 5. Information perspective. Our vision is designed so that we see nearby objects in greater detail, while distant objects become blurry. For example, there should be more leaves and detail on foreground trees than on trees in the second and third ground, and no leaves at all in the background. All perspectives should be consistent. All perspectives we've discussed should be drawn correctly at 1 meter, then at 10 meters, and 3 meters away. Six. Now pause the video, take a tablet or pencil, and draw 5 types of perspectives. 7. Write which prospect is the most difficult for you.